Hello. I feel a real sense of positivity this week. Maybe it's the events that are happening in the United States at the moment, or maybe at last we're starting to see light at the end of the tunnel. I certainly know the evenings are getting lighter, thank goodness. Or is it just because I get so inspired when I go into the live lessons and see the children delivering such excitement and the teachers really engaging with you and producing high quality teaching? Maybe it's a combination of all three. Sometimes I actually forget we are in a pandemic and I get really excited and inspired. But there are other times I have to remind myself that actually I do have some staff at school who are off sick and not feeling well or grieving the loss of a loved one. So I need to ask and remind you also at home that that is the situation at school at the moment. We do have some staff who are grieving the loss of a loved one or off sick. So please be reassured, as hard as we are working, we're not going to be operating in exactly the same way as we were the building open. So I ask you to be patient with us and give us a little time to look after our own mental well-being as well. Of course, this week we've had an update on the Covid testing in schools. I'm not surprised, and to be honest with you, as I said in my letter to you this week, I'm quite relieved that there has been the change to this process. As a little update, we do have to put a privacy notice on our website to conform with GDPR with regard to Covid testing. So it's up there under our Covid section if you wanted to have a read. Now to remote learning. I've had some very useful feedback from parents and students alike about how remote learning is going at home. And as a result of this, we've put in some comfort breaks in between those lessons that don't end at break or lunchtime, so between lessons 1 and 2, between lessons 3 and 4, etc. These are breaks to get you away from the computer screen, go outside, get some fresh air, get a drink, have a comfort break. Not to have a quick game on your PlayStation or go on social media. So please walk away from the screen, that's what they're for. In addition to all the individual feedback that I've had from parents via email, it is important that we get your views on how remote learning is going. So this week we will be sending out a survey which I urge you to complete, asking you all sorts of questions about the remote learning that we have at the school. This is simply because we really want to give you the best possible opportunity as a student and a parent to get everything out of the remote learning we're offering. In addition to that, I know that we think that we've got most of you in terms of offering you IT support, Chromebooks from the government or routers if that's what you need. But there may still be a few of you out there who are trying to do your lessons on not very good computers or even on your phones. If this is the case, please do get in touch because I'm sure we can help you in some way. For example, there is a way that you can take an old laptop or computer that isn't up to speed anymore and convert it into a Chromebook. So if you think that there is a possibility that this might be of use to you, please can you contact reception. My last note on remote learning. We have had an offer from a lady called Heather Stewart, who is part of Ringmer Good Neighbours. Heather is an ex-teacher and is obviously at home at the moment, and she's offering to help with our remote learning. She doesn't want to teach lessons obviously or add extra workload. What Heather is suggesting that if you're struggling to get your son or daughter engaged with the remote learning or they need that little bit of extra help, that she is there and available alongside some of her ex-teacher colleagues to help and support your son or daughter in any way she can. A little bit of extra motivation, anything at all. So if you are interested in getting that little bit of extra help, Heather's details are in the main body of this electronic version of the newsletter. It sounds like a great idea if you're really struggling. She's even offered to read a story to the younger siblings while you help the older ones. Lots of great ideas there. So to more school business. Just like the rest of the world, who are going about business as usual, having Zoom meetings or Google Meet meetings, our meetings are continuing, and this week we had our Senior Student Council meeting. It was a really useful meeting for all concerned. I was able to explain in detail as much as I knew to the senior students about exams in the summer, and they were able to ask me questions and get feedback. I also was able to ask them how they felt remote learning was going, and they gave me some more useful feedback, which I will of course pass on to teachers. It was a bit strange talking into this black void of students who didn't put their cameras on. It's almost like talking to yourself, or a camera even, but it was really good to make contact with them. And next week, 2 of the senior students will be chairing the Key Stage 3 Student Council meeting, all by Zoom of course. So if your son and daughter have got any thoughts and they'd like to give feedback via the Student Council, they just need to get in contact with their form tutor or their form rep if they know who that is. So meetings continue, as do competitions. So the maths department have asked me to tell you that it's that time of year again for the maths challenge. You have to be really good at maths, so I wouldn't be able to take part. I'm okay, but I'm not really good. And I'm going to read to you. You can probably tell because I've started looking down. So they say, due to the lockdown, the maths challenge will be slightly different this year. The first challenge is the intermediate, and this is for year 9 and 10 students. We put 40 students in for the challenge, and teachers have been setting work in preparation for this. It's going to be held between the 1st and the 4th of February, and there's no need to come into school because it's online this year. So I'm sure if you're going to get involved, your maths teacher will be in touch with you. Okay, so I always end with safeguarding and parental support, and this week in the body of this newsletter there is a host of additional support and guidance which I wanted to share with you. On the February the 1st to the 7th is our Place to Be Mental Health Week, which we as a school are taking part in. This is a national campaign, Children's Mental Health Week. So we're going to put a link on there for you to get involved and get engaged, and we'll be in touch with some of the activities that we are doing. We've also discovered that there's a physical activity session for young people, and this is on the Active Sussex website, so we've put some links in there. You can get involved with all sorts of physical activities. That sounds great. And don't forget, we're still offering additional mobile data for students, so if you need more mobile data, get in touch with us. We've got some Vodafone SIM cards that we can hand out to you. There's also some free online parenting support, and let's face it, we could all do with some parenting support at some time, and now during lockdown we can reach out and we can ask for help. So there's some great ideas from East Sussex there for parenting support. And finally, a little bit of fun from us. Miss Morehouse and Mr Weir, who share a tutor group with the Year 10s, have produced a little bit of fun for you, some lovely photographs of some of those students with their pets. Do have a look, it certainly made me smile. Have a good week, and we will speak soon.